In this video, I'm going to break down what I would personally do if I wanted to get a top LSAT score in 2024, and I'm talking 170 plus. First off, I would aim to take the LSAT by June of this year, because after the June LSAT, they're removing the logic game section, and the logic game section is the most learnable and perfectible section. If we look at the breakdowns of those who score in the 170s, they're typically getting perfect on logic games, maybe -1, and they're losing their points on each of the other sections, reasoning and reading comp. So if I was aiming to take the LSAT and get a 170 plus in 2024, I would aim to be done with the LSAT before they remove the games section. Now, I would break down my study plan into 5 phases that I call the LASER approach to LSAT prep. LASER is an acronym standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review, and it is the foundation of all of my LSAT study plans that I create for my students. The learning phase is focused on building a strong foundation in the different sections of the LSAT and the different question types. So for logic games, that involves ordering games, grouping games, and combinations of both, then the rare pattern types games, and so on. Then with logical reasoning, we have roughly 15 different types of questions: must be true, inference, most strongly supported, strengthen, weaken, flaw, necessary assumption, and so on. So I would take at least a month or two focused on just getting the basics down, getting a better understanding of the proper perspective from which to view each section and each specific question type. I would be using LSAC's Law Hub for all my LSAT practice tests, because the LSAT is, of course, online now, and so the best way to prep is the same way you'll be taking the actual thing. So I wouldn't be using books, I wouldn't be printing out PDFs. Instead, I would be using LSAC's Law Hub service to get the majority of exams in the digital format, and once I knew I was going to exhaust those, I would then go and get the rare out-of-print ones on Amazon from third-party sellers. After building a strong foundation, I'd focus on accuracy, which is phase 2, drilling questions by type. I would just use spreadsheets and lists of questions by type, so I could still take the practice questions in LSAC's Law Hub, which is the only platform that is using real LSAC questions in the exact look and feel that you'll experience on test day. And by the way, LSAC is not paying me to say this. I really do believe LSAC's Law Hub is the best place to do any of your practice tests. Then we have phase 3, which is S for doing individual timed sections, 35 minutes with standard timing. More time, of course, if you have LSAT accommodations. I didn't have accommodations back when I took the LSAT. I'm not sure if I would have qualified, and so I would just assume I've got 35 minutes for each of the timed LSAT sections. Then we have E for doing exams and endurance, full-length timed practice tests. 2 of them are back-to-back. You get a 10-minute break. Then you do 2 more sections back-to-back, and that's your test day. Then finally, we have the last and final phase, R, which is for review. I've developed a framework for this called the Socratic Review Method, where I guide you through drilling down into exactly what's giving you trouble regarding a specific LSAT question. Where did your mistake come from, so that you can avoid making that same mistake again. So I would adopt the Socratic Review Method for all of my practice tests, so that I'm not making the same mistakes again and again as I burn through more and more valuable practice material. So again, to break it down, the 5 phases of the prep that I would follow and that I have my students follow as well: the LASER approach. LASER standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review. Learning is building the foundation. Accuracy is drilling questions by type. S is for timed sections. E is for exams and endurance. And R is for review. Now, if you're thinking, man, Steve, that takes a long time. Yes, it does. And so if I were in college, I would really lighten up my course load this semester. I would take as few classes as possible, or maybe I'd even take the semester off. If I was working full time, I would try to tell my boss, if I could, hey, can I have a lighter workload for the next few months? Can I drop down to part-time so that I have more time to study? In my experience, those who do best on the LSAT are the ones who put in the time in. So ideally, you're putting in a max of 5 to 6 hours per day. More than that could lead to burnout, so I wouldn't recommend doing more. But doing only 1 or 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, may not be enough time to break into the 170s. And if I were lucky enough to have a significant other or family supporting me during my LSAT study time, I would aim to just study for the LSAT full-time with no other obligations. So I'd be able to consistently put in that 5 to 6 hours per day, 5, 6 days a week, taking a day off here or there, because again, we don't want to burn out. So this is what I would do. Curious to know what you'd think. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor and share it with someone who needs to see it. I don't do any advertising for this channel. I rely only on word of mouth to help get the word out, and your spreading the word really does make a difference. And if you're looking for help crafting your study plan, aiming to break into the 170s, whether it's in April or June or August or what have you, there are a variety of ways we could support you at LSAT Unplugged. We offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below the video to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.